Hi, I'm Drew Hutchison. I'm sitting here in the lobby of Greenfield Community Television with Issac Mass, who is the proprietor, co-owner of the Greenfield Garden Cinemas in Greenfield. And last month was Clint Eastwood month, and we're heading into Black History Month. And Issac is here to talk about what's going on at the Garden Cinema in regard to Black History Month. Issac, what's going on?
Well, we are having a wonderful Black History Month series, sponsored, I should say, by the Crossroads Cultural Committee. They gave us a grant to be able to put this together, and we thought it was really important. We're so excited that they thought it was important too. We have a real hard time here in Greenfield and Franklin County in getting people to come to cinema that features BIPOC leading characters, and it's something we're committed to, is having diversity on the screen so everyone has someone that they can see that reflects them, but drawing that audience in can be a real challenge. So that's why we went for the grant to be able to put this together.
Right.
And what we're doing is over 28 days, we are going to show 28 different films that feature Black actors, actresses, and or directors.
Okay. And are you the curator of this esteemed list once again?
Once again, I was able to pull this list together, and there are hundreds of thousands of movies I could be pulling in that I did not pull in, and please forgive us. All of these are through our partnership with Warner Brothers. So if you wonder, hey, why is Do the Right Thing not on here? It's probably because that's a Universal title, and we were able to get a better deal by packaging everything with Warner Brothers.
Sure. Licensing is a big issue for you.
Yeah.
As it is for us. So I'm looking at this, and I'm going, Ocean's 11 from 1960.
Yeah, well, Sammy Davis Jr. is a real pioneer in Black cinema, and people don't really think about him that much in that way. He's known as a musician. He made the crossover as part of the Brat Pack, and Sammy Davis Jr. is really an icon for a lot of people from that generation. So we wanted to highlight him. That was a film we thought was very representative of what Sammy Davis Jr. was, and he's brilliant in that film. Everyone this generation knows the George Clooney series, but Sammy Davis Jr. and the Rat Pack is where it's really at.
Well, I'm curious to see that.
So that'll be February 22nd.
You even remember? Oh, what's listed?
Yeah, they're in order for you. So
how do you keep track? It's in order.
You can come in and see on the window of the garden what day each movie's playing, and you can go onto our website and see the exact time.
And a Superfly. When I take a look at the juxtaposition between you have something so serious in a way like Training Day, and then you have Superfly, which is so campy in its way.
Well, we wanted to hit all the genres. There are some films in here that are about Black history and social justice, with like Just Mercy or Rosewood, which are very deep and have important social justice implications.
Right.
But that's not reflective of all of what Black culture and Black film is about.
Right.
And so we wanted to have Black comedies like Richard Pryor in Grease Lightning.
Right.
We wanted to have or Friday with Ice Cube, and we wanted to have action movies, like Blade, right? Getting ready for a new Blade series. We really pulled together a list of movies that we thought featured as many actors and actresses as we could, as well as the various genres that they represent.
Right. Well, and you have Malcolm X, which I thought was a great film.
That's one of our two Spike Lee films. Malcolm X is wonderful. That's the one that he's featured in. That is a 3-hour long movie almost. So we're actually. That'll be a long night for people, but if you have never seen Malcolm X, you should see it. It is wonderfully directed, and Denzel Washington does an amazing job in that film.
I'm taking a look at some of these I don't recognize at all. Cabin in the Sky, 1943.
Yeah, so we have a couple of films. Cabin in the Sky is one, and Bright Road is another that are really represent early African American cinema, where you're going to see some icons of early black cinema. People, artists like Lena Horne and um, Louis Armstrong and Duke Ellington. You're going to see some amazing actors who you don't necessarily recognize, that aren't big names today, but were
I mean, it's
big,
so long ago. Who remembers?
yeah, they were big names at that time, but they're part of our black history.
Right, absolutely.
And so we want to make sure that they were represented and that there was an opportunity to see some of these early films.
I'm here talking with Issac Mass, and we're going over some of the films that are going to be shown during Black History Month at the Garden Cinema Theater. I'm looking at the films that there are quite a few here that I don't know anything about. Now, I'm not a film buff, so that's not too surprising. But I'm looking at Bright Road, 1953. So what's that, Isaac?
Yeah, so Bright Road, much like Cabin in the Sky, early African American cinema, where music is really the draw for crossover into film. So you have Dorothy Dandridge, Harry Belafonte, some real early icons and leaders in black cinema.
Now, you have Judas and the Black Messiah.
Yeah, that's not an old film. That's only from 2021. It is a great film. Really hits on Black history itself. It is and social justice, and it is a film that really I think will resonate with a lot of people if you never had a chance to see it. And beautiful, beautiful film. A lot of fun too, because these films sort of have a modern look at history.
It's interesting. I've never even heard of that one. We have The Split from 1968.
Yeah, so that is a great film. There's a couple of films that are in the blaxploitation era, like Superfly. The Split is a little different than that. The Split is stars Diane Carroll as the love interest, but what it really is it's a feature for Jim Brown, the football star. Think of OJ.
Right.
Before OJ, the first crossover from football, black football, was The Split and Jim Brown. And so this is a heist movie like Ocean's 11.
Right.
They're trying to steal all of the money during a football game, and it has a great supporting cast that are names that you'll recognize. But the two African American stars who are being featured are Jim Brown and the incomparable Diane Carroll.
Right. The beautiful Diane Carroll. Okay, so Creed in 2015. That name is familiar, but I don't.
Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan plays Apollo Creed's son. There's a whole series of Creed movies if you haven't seen them.
I had no idea.
Creed 1, Creed 2, Creed 3. But Creed is Michael B. Jordan with Sylvester Stallone. He's Apollo Creed's son, and it's a boxing movie. And Michael B. Jordan is an amazing actor. He plays not only in Creed, which is sort of this iconic action film, but in Just Mercy, which plays February 2nd, he really dives into a film that is about false imprisonment and social injustice, and where he plays an accomplished attorney who is working to free a character played by Jamie Foxx, who does an amazing performance, probably his best performance since Ray.
Wow. Okay, I was going to say Ray was pretty good, but that was a great performance. I've noticed that, for instance, when you've had the Bollywood films, and I hope that you have those again in the future, that Vidhi Sala comes out and talks about the films. Do you have anybody that's talking about these films?
We're putting together some programming around a few of the films.
Okay.
But not every film will have an introduction, and not every film will have a Q&A after, but some of them will, and those will be highlighted for people. We want people to come to the movie for the movie.
Okay.
Because these movies are worth seeing just because they're great movies.
Well, so the entire month of February, there's a movie going on every single day of the month.
Yeah. And so, just so everyone knows all of the movies, February 1st is Training Day. February 2nd is Just Mercy. February 3rd is King Richard, which is the Will Smith's Best Actor film. He won Best Actor for that. February 4th is The Blind Side. February 5th is Ghosts of Mississippi with Whoopi Goldberg. The 6th is Menace to Society. The 7th is New Jack City. The 8th is Malcolm X. Bright Road plays on the 9th. Rosewood with Bing Rhymes is on the 10th. Creed on the 11th. A Patch of Blue with Sidney Poitier is on the 12th. Love and Basketball with Omar Epps is on the 13th. Valentine's Day, Whitney Houston's The Bodyguard. We had to do it.
I think that's so sappy, but that's just me. Okay, I'm
but
sorry.
But it's well loved. And then on the 15th, we have Blade, so you can recover from the sappiness of The Bodyguard. Right. On the 16th, we're showing the original Color Purple with Oprah Winfrey and Whoopi Goldberg, not the remake that was just released. On the 17th, we're playing Lean on Me. On the 18th, A Time to Kill with Samuel L. Jackson. Wonderful themes in that film. We wanted to highlight black female actresses. So on the 19th, we're showing Set It Off, which is a great female heist film. Greased Lightning with Richard Pryor on the 20th. Friday the 21st. Ocean's 11 on the 22nd. Driving Miss Daisy on the 23rd. Cabin in the Sky on the 24th. Superfly on the 25th. A fun young movie, Charm City Kings on the 20th. The Split on the 27th. And wrapping up with Judas and the Black Messiah on the 21st.
Well, it seems like you have an amazing lineup here, and I hope that people are able to get out and enjoy getting a piece of culture here in Greenfield.
Some of these movies will be matinees, some of them will be early evening, some will be late evening. You can check our website to see what's playing at a time that you can catch. And we really want people to come out and watch these films for multiple reasons. First and foremost, they are great films, and people should enjoy them on the big screen the way they're meant to be seen. But it is really important to show good performance for films with characters and leads who have persons of color in the film, because it makes it easier for us to bring those films in. Studios, when they're making a decision on whether or not to bring a film to a particular theater, they look at comparables. They look at, well, how did this film do there? And if films aren't performing, it makes it very hard for us to bring those films in. And what we constantly fight to do that, and I think we do a pretty good job of bringing in diverse titles. But we want to have comps that we can show the studio, so that when we have a film that features a persons of color in the lead, but it's not, Morgan Freeman or Samuel L. Jackson in the lead, we can say, yes, our theater will put up some numbers for this. You can bring it here and know that the film's going to do some business, that people are going to come watch it, because people need to be able to see characters who reflect themselves on the theater. Right. And for that to happen, we need the entire community to come out and see people who don't look like themselves on film. And that goes also for, obviously, Asian American actors, Hispanic American actors. Great movies. We show movies, we just showed this month in January, The Count of Monte Cristo, which is in French, and it did really well. It's fun to see movies that may not be representative of you, but take you into a different world that you might not know. So make this experience available for those people who want to see themselves reflected on screen, and take the opportunity to see a different world than you might already know.
Well, and I just think it's lovely that someone can go and have the movie experience, the real film experience, without just seeing whatever the latest releases are. Because the films, the great films, have stood the test of time, but that doesn't mean that we get to see them the way that they were originally presented. And sitting in a dark theater with a big, huge screen and that sound coming in, that is a viscerally different experience than watching it at home.
Yeah, your popcorn at home is nowhere near as good as the popcorn in the movie theater. We promise you that. But also, you're not being distracted by your cell phone ringing because you've shut it off. The dog doesn't need to be let out.
Commercials?
No commercials. People, well, not at least not once the movie
Right,
starts. We do have trailers before the shows, but you're not distracted, and distractions really change how you experience a movie.
Right, because you want to get lost in the movie.
That's exactly.
You don't get
right.
lost in it if all of a sudden it's like there's a commercial for something absurd. Well, I've been here with Issac Mass. Issac is the proprietor, co-owner of the Greenfield Garden Cinema Theater here in beautiful downtown Greenfield. Black History Month is being celebrated with Black History artists, or black artists at the Garden Cinema Theater. Thank you for joining me. I'm Drew Hutchison. Take care.